YNR spoilers reveal a dramatic, complex story filled with intrigue and lies. Tracy Abbott, after being caught in a dangerous and confusing situation, decides to confront Martin Laurent, aka Alan Laurent, a man she once trusted and loved, but who she now suspects is her true identity. These events are pushing the story to a dramatic turn, as the truth is revealed, and Tracy must face the danger that Martin can bring. Tracy Abbott's trap. Tracy Abbott has always been a strong, intelligent and determined woman, but there is no denying that her heart is not always sound. It is her love and trust that has led her to fall in love with Martin Laurent, a man she believes is not only the perfect man, but also the one who will make her feel whole. However, over time, Martin's strangeness and ambiguity in his past make Tracy suspicious. She discovers that Martin is not normal, from his cold, mysterious behavior to situations that he tries to hide. Tracy can no longer ignore her doubts. However, she also knows that if she does not approach the matter carefully, she will fall into the trap that Martin is setting. So Tracy decides to confront him directly to find out the truth. Tracy formulates an ingenious plan. She pretends that she has been deceived and believes that Alan is the one she loves, a man who can help her overcome everything. She will make him believe that her love is strong enough to overcome any challenge together. Tracy wants to test Martin's sincerity, and she also wants to make sure that she is not facing someone else, a fake like Martin, but Alan himself, the man she thought was the one she loved. Diane Jenkins Abbott and her worries. While Tracy is making her plans, Diane Jenkins Abbott cannot help but worry. She knows that confronting Martin directly could bring danger to Tracy, especially when secrets from Martin's past are waiting to be revealed. Diane is not only Kyle's mother, but she is also a longtime friend of Tracy, and she does not want to see Tracy face things she cannot foresee. Diane warns Tracy about the potential danger from Martin, but Tracy is still determined to carry out her plan. Diane senses that something is wrong, and she begins to suspect that Tracy's continued entanglement in this trap may lead to a tragic end. However, Diane's anxiety cannot stop Tracy's determination. She knows that she cannot continue to live in the dark, must know for sure who she is facing and why everything is happening. Martin Laurent, the lie trap. When Tracy confronts Martin, she is not only facing a man she thought was her lover, but also a mysterious, possibly dangerous person, someone Tracy does not know well. She looks straight into the eyes of Alan, now no longer ambiguous, to find out if it is really Martin. She knows that only a direct confrontation can reveal the truth. Martin, or rather Alan, begins to sense the tension in the air. However, he is not an easy person to detect. With a cold exterior and skillful lies, he tries to maintain his cover. However, once the truth is pushed out, everything will collapse. Martin's rage, the trap that Tracy has set, finally works. Martin cannot keep his cool. He reveals dark emotions, anger, and uncontrollable reactions when all the secrets are brought to light. Martin is ready to prove that he is not a simple man, and if necessary, he will do anything to protect himself. As Martin's rage flares, Tracy realizes that she has not anticipated all the dangers. Martin is not only the mysterious man she loves but also a manipulator, willing to do anything bad to protect himself and keep his secrets. The end and reveal. In the end, Tracy succeeds in making Martin admit that he is Martin Laurent, not Alan. As the truth is revealed, all the dark secrets of Martin's past, the events related to the Havenhurst imprisonment, also begin to unfold. Tracy realizes that the man she loved is not the good person she thought. He is a criminal, a man who has caused much pain to innocent people. In that moment, Tracy not only loses faith in the man she loves, but also faces a dangerous enemy who could harm her and those around her. But she also understands that, despite the pain, facing the truth is the only thing that can save her from months of deception. This episode opens up an uncertain future for Tracy, Diane, and everyone involved. Tracy must now start over, facing the consequences of her decisions, while Martin will continue to find ways to hide and keep his secrets. Tracy is not only facing the loss of a loved one, but also a life-or-death battle with herself, as she confronts past mistakes and difficult choices in the future. The story of Tracy, Diane, and Martin will have many surprises, and no one can predict what will happen next. Tracy Abbott and Martin Lawrence's relationship has gone from sweet moments to irreparable damage. Martin's secrets, lies, and past crimes are slowly exposed, making it impossible for Tracy to continue maintaining the relationship. Her decision to face the truth and end the relationship opens up a terrible twist that she could not have foreseen. Love and trust are torn apart, but what really worries her is what Martin might do when he is exposed. Tracy and the determination. Tracy Abbott is a strong and intelligent woman, but like everyone else, she has her moments of weakness. When she fell in love with Martin, Tracy trusted him unconditionally. However, as time goes on, she realizes that what she knew about him was just a facade, and beneath the surface are the dark secrets that Martin tried to keep hidden. Not only is Martin a seemingly attractive and trustworthy man, he also harbors crimes that, if exposed, would be unforgivable to Tracy. With her suspicions growing, Tracy decides to face the truth and cannot continue living in ignorance. She begins to ask difficult questions and demands that Martin admit his crimes. Once the secrets are revealed, Tracy has no intention of continuing a relationship with a man who lied and betrayed her. The fierce confrontation. When Tracy decides to confront Martin about his actions, she not only faces a man she once loved, but also an extremely dangerous man who does not accept defeat easily. What Tracy thought would be a conversation to clear up all conflicts turns into a tense and dangerous confrontation. Martin, ruthless by nature, cannot accept Tracy turning her back on him. When Tracy makes him realize that she has been using his feelings to deal with the secrets he is hiding, Martin cannot contain his anger. Tracy has not only threatened his honor but also touched on one of Martin's deepest fears, losing control. Martin will not accept defeat easily. In a moment of tension, he will make terrifying threats, making Tracy feel that everything is out of her control. When Martin tells her the 5 terrifying words, "You will regret this," a chill fills the air. Martin's true nature. Just when Tracy thinks she has the situation under control, Martin begins to reveal his true nature. He is not the man she once trusted, but a sick, vengeful man willing to do anything for revenge. With his deception exposed, Martin has nothing left to lose, and that makes him more dangerous than ever. Martin's words are not simply a warning, but a promise of brutal action if Tracy does not continue to live the way he wants. Tracy can see the darkness in Martin's eyes, and she knows that once this relationship is over, there will be nothing to stop him from hurting her again. Martin's rage. After his secrets are exposed, Martin not only resents Tracy for exposing the truth, but also for taking away the control he had maintained for so long. Martin's rage is uncontrollable, and in a moment of irritability, he can do anything to get revenge. Tracy begins to feel that she is no longer in control of the situation. Although she had a very clear plan, when faced with a crazy Martin, she realizes that she is standing on the brink of an unforeseen danger. This relationship, once again, is coming to an inevitable end in disaster. She feels like she is being pushed into a trap that Martin has set. The threat to Tracy. Martin, in his rage, not only wants to make Tracy pay, but is also willing to erase her from his life if she does not come back. If he cannot have Tracy, he will not let anyone else have her. It is a fierce hatred, making every decision Martin makes extremely dangerous. He can be ruthless, not only for revenge, but also to demonstrate his power over those who dare to oppose him. When Martin decides that Tracy cannot escape him, things get worse. Tracy, now, is not only facing a broken relationship but also fighting for her own survival. Every door seems to be closed, and once Martin has made his decision, she has no choice but to fight to the end. Tracy faces a difficult choice. Can she escape this dangerous relationship, and can she find a way to deal with Martin without losing her life? She knows that even if she leaves, Martin will still pursue her to the end. But if she doesn't, she will forever live in fear and control of him. Tracy and Martin's story is a lesson in the dangers we can face when we lose ourselves in love, and how lies can lead to dire consequences. In a world of intrigue and lies, Tracy must face not only her feelings but also her survival. Tracy and Martin's deadly confrontation, dangerous plots and a last-minute rescue. The confrontation between Tracy Abbott and Martin Lawrence is about to enter its most dangerous phase. Tracy cannot go back to her old ways with Martin after discovering the truth about the crimes he has been hiding. However, while Tracy tries to deal with Martin, she does not expect that this battle will not only be a matter of resolving a broken relationship but will also entail unpredictable dangers, pushing all her loved ones into a life-or-death battle. In particular, Jack and Chance will not let Tracy face Martin alone. As Martin's threat escalates, the two will engage in a fierce confrontation, not only to protect Tracy but also to quell any evil plots Martin is planning. But this is not all. Another danger is lurking around Tracy and the Abbott family, as Martin continues to reveal his sinister nature, this time by kidnapping one of the most important people in the Abbott family, Ashley Abbott. Tracy and Martin, the final confrontation. Tracy has reached the point of no return. She has come too far to accept Martin's lies and crimes so easily. After he confesses his dark deeds and reveals his true nature, Tracy knows that their relationship is over forever. However, the decision to cut ties with a dangerous man like Martin is not an easy one, and Tracy soon realizes that nothing can prepare her for his revenge. Martin is not one to take defeat lightly, and when Tracy plans to destroy their relationship, he cannot contain his anger. Martin's threatening words leave Tracy in fear, not only because of his anger but also because of the ruthless schemes he is capable of carrying out. She has no way of predicting Martin's next move as his madness begins to manifest. But while Tracy struggles with her inner turmoil and the threat posed by Martin, her loved ones, especially Jack and Chance, cannot stand aside. Jack, who has always had a special affection for his sister, is determined to protect her at all costs. And Chance, with his experience and sharp investigative skills, also realizes that Tracy's safety is a top priority. Therefore, the two begin to execute a strategy to stop Martin, before he can cause unpredictable damage. Martin increases danger. Ashley Abbott kidnapped. However, Martin is not someone who will be defeated easily. With a ruthless nature and a cunning plan, he decides that if Tracy cannot belong to him, then no one else can have her. However, in order to put pressure on Tracy and create confusion in the Abbott family, Martin begins to take a new and extremely dangerous step. He would not stop at threatening Tracy, but would also use Ashley Abbott as a hostage to threaten the family. As one of the most powerful women in the Abbott family, Ashley was a target for Martin. He knew that if he could kidnap Ashley, the Abbott family would be forced into a situation where they could not fight back. Ashley, with all her intelligence and business experience, was not an easy person for Martin to control. However, he could use the power of intimidation and attack the Abbott family's weaknesses, and no one could have expected that Ashley would become a hostage in such a cruel game. Martin had long hinted at the surprise he had prepared in Paris, but it was only now that he revealed that Ashley was the victim he had captured. This comes as a huge shock not only to Tracy but also to Jack and Chance, who immediately realize that Martin is pushing the situation to the point of no return. Ashley's kidnapping is a clear sign that Martin will not stop until the Abbott family is completely torn apart. Knowing that Martin will not give up without a fight, Jack and Chance decide to join forces to save Tracy and Ashley. This is not only a rescue battle, but also a fierce battle of wits between the Abbott family and the ruthless enemy. Jack, with all his leadership and determination, begins to plan to track and find out where Martin hides Ashley. Meanwhile, Chance, who has a deep understanding of investigative methods, has been constantly searching for clues from the traces left by Martin. However, Martin is too smart and has prepared everything to not be discovered. Even so, Jack and Chance do not give up. They are willing to face everything to protect the Abbott family and bring justice. This battle is not only about saving Ashley but also a struggle to prevent Martin from continuing to spread fear and destroy the lives of Tracy and those around him. Last-minute salvation. Finally, when everything seemed to be over, Tracy's salvation came at the last minute. Thanks to the tireless efforts of Jack and Chance, and the help of friends and allies, they discovered where Martin was holding Ashley. The rescue was tense and dangerous, but with sharp strategies and courage, they finally got Ashley out of Martin's grasp. However, Martin did not give up. In the following episodes, he will continue to cause new dangers, not only targeting Tracy but also anyone who dares to confront him. The story of Tracy, Jack, Chance, and the Abbott family will continue to be full of challenges, as Martin will certainly not stop until everything falls apart. Despite saving Ashley and getting Tracy out of danger, the Abbott family cannot rest easy while Martin is still at large. Things will get even more complicated in the upcoming episodes, as Martin continues to plot his revenge. Tracy, Jack, and Chance now face even greater challenges, as Martin's danger threatens their every move. The relationships between the Abbott family members will have to overcome difficulties and dark plots to protect what they love.